Here's your wrestling news for July 18th, 2022, and we're kicking off today with WWE, and since the Raw after WrestleMania 38, Kevin Owens has been trying to convince everyone that Ezekiel is actually Elias, but without any success so far. The pair were meant to face off in a Money in the Bank qualifier last month, but Owens was pulled from the bout over what's believed to be a minor injury, and fans haven't seen him in quite some time. Fans won't have to wait much longer to see the former Universal Champion, as Sean Ross Sapp reports that Owens will be back as soon as tonight's Raw. Kevin Owens hasn't been seen on WWE programming in nearly a month and was pulled from the June 26th episode of WWE Raw. Fightful Select has learned that as of Sunday night, a KO show segment was planned for WWE Raw for July 18th. Thus far, Owens has not been advertised by WWE as appearing on the event. As often happens in wrestling, plans can be changed. One instance occurred last week when Elias was planned for WWE Raw before that element was nixed. As mentioned, Owens was absent from the June 26th episode of Raw, where he was set to take on Elias, Ezekiel, or Elrod in a Money in the Bank qualifying match. He would appear at the NHL Draft a couple of weeks later. When Owens was spotted at the NHL Draft, he promised to be back soon, and now it looks like fans will finally get to see him once more on tonight's episode. For the past month, Vince McMahon has been under some severe scrutiny over allegations of inappropriate behavior with female talent. It was around this time last month that the Wall Street Journal reported of an alleged affair and $3 million hush money payout, but since then, several more allegations have been leveled against the ex-chairman. Now, PW Insider reports that we could soon be hearing even more allegations about McMahon. HBO has reportedly been working on a Vince episode of their Real Sports with Bryant Gumbel show, as confirmed by a former wrestler who was interviewed by HBO. The Wall Street Journal is reported to be continuing their examination of McMahon, and in addition to speaking to former superstars, expect to drop another scoop about McMahon within the coming weeks. McMahon has vowed to respect the findings of the investigation into him no matter what the result may be, but it looks like we haven't heard the last of allegations against the billionaire promoter. Now at AEW Blood and Guts, Santana suffered a knee injury mere minutes into the match when he delivered a Uranagi to Daniel Garcia. It has been reported that Santana is expected to miss 8 months of action, which has affected far more than just AEW. At a recent LAWE wrestling show, Santana was spotted on crutches and also revealed that he was forced to relinquish the LAWE World Championship due to his injury. With reports that Santana could be leaving AEW soon, it's certainly an interesting time for Santana, and we'll have to see what he does next when he's fully healed. Of course, Santana is just one half of the Proud and Powerful tag team, and with reports of his injury, many have questioned what'll happen with Ortiz. Sean Ross Sapp reports that when sources within AEW reached out, they made it clear that the company has no plans to bench Ortiz throughout Santana's recovery process. Even with his tag team partner on the shelf, Ortiz brings a lot to the table in AEW, and it makes sense that the company wouldn't want a valuable asset to go unused. Like we said earlier, Santana has been teasing his AEW contract expiring this year, and with this injury, he may have already had his last match with the company. It's also been reported that Santana and Ortiz are not on good terms right now, something that Conan confirmed on his podcast, so it may be for the best that AEW distances Ortiz from his tag partner during the latter's injury. Each week, AEW creates engaging content which has hooked countless fans, many of whom use that content to create content of their own. Twitter users make fair use of their content, but sometimes it gets taken down, even when it's compliant with DMCA's fair use policy. It appears something shady is at work, and despite a career officiating the rules, AEW referee Aubrey Edwards may have something to do about it. Buck Starsky has fired off several tweets accusing Edwards of filing a mass DMCA takedown under a fake alias. In his first tweet, Starsky revealed that he's gone from being an in-ring star to working in the Information Security Office, so he knows a thing or two about acting online. Starsky sent an email to Jeff Jones, AEW's digital director, formally announcing the accusation that Aubrey Edwards is behind these DMCA takedowns and is doing so under the fake alias of DMCA agent Donald Stevens. The accusation doesn't end there, as Starsky revealed in another tweet that after his email, Donald Stevens was registered as a DMCA agent on copyright.gov, which wasn't the case before. After this, Starsky received a threatening email, reportedly from AEW themselves, threatening him with a call from their attorneys if he continues to make what they call fake claims. Claiming that AEW and Edwards are wrongfully issuing DMCA notices is a huge accusation, and it's no secret that a lot of fan-created content that seemed to fall under fair use has been taken down, and we'll have to keep following this story for more updates. As we mentioned earlier, Vince McMahon is under investigation and could face some severe consequences depending on the results of the ongoing investigation. With allegations that he coerced at least one woman into oral sex against her will, McMahon's days on top of the industry may be numbered, and that could mean big changes from some of WWE's biggest stars. That's according to Vince Russo, who argued on Writing with Russo that depending on the investigation, a lot of big names may seek to distance themselves from McMahon. Russo specifically named Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, two of WWE's biggest stars and two people who have benefited greatly from the ex-chairman. The two men will face off later this month at SummerSlam, but no matter who wins, neither star may want to be associated with anything McMahon-related for much longer. Over to Impact Wrestling as the promotion taped their next few weeks of content recently, including their Lone Star Stampede. That event won't air until August 26th and 27th, but there will be a major return as part of the show. At the taping, Tiffany Neves and Jada Stone had a match with Tasha Steelz providing commentary. After the match, Killer Kelly returned to Impact and knocked the two competitors out. This return will come after weeks of teaser videos, which have shown Kelly engaging in various activities in a motel room, which include getting ready to face the other knockouts. While best known for her stint on the indie scene, Kelly did have a run with WWE from 2018 to 2020 as part of the NXT UK brand. Kelly isn't the only WWE alum, as Kushida also made his Impact debut at the latest set of tapings following his WWE departure this year, as both ex-superstars are hoping for bigger and better things with Impact Wrestling. Back to WWE, as NXT 2.0 exists to shape the next generation of superstars, and two stars from the brand could be heading to the main roster very soon. It appears that Solo Sikoa and Von Wagner could be making their move up soon, according to a recent segment. After the live telecast of Friday's SmackDown at the Amway Arena in Orlando, WWE taped a backstage fight featuring Sikoa and Wagner, which will air on tomorrow's NXT 2.0. It's interesting that this fight took place after SmackDown, and many see this as a sign of a call-up, given that typically, WWE gives NXT talent some experience on a main roster show before making a call-up official. Louis Dangoor of Give Me Sport has also reported that Sikoa will be called up shortly after SummerSlam on July 30th, but there's still discussions about whether he will be with his relatives the Bloodline or not. Sikoa has said that he plans to forge his own path in WWE, though of course the decision is not entirely up to him, and time will tell what WWE themselves have in store for this pair of second-generation wrestlers. And we're ending today with Fuego del Sol, who recently promised on Twitter that a change was coming, which led many to believe he was finishing with AEW. Del Sol had removed all references to AEW on his page, but it appears that isn't the change the masked wrestler had in mind. On Twitter, Del Sol shared a new image with a brand new dark mask, so it seems that this is the change he was alluding to after all. We still don't know when Del Sol's contract with AEW expires, but for now, the usually colorful wrestler is embracing a darker side. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.